Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Bashem Al Shai Brakatham to you, hopefully elect. And I'm just going to be a quick video. Just going into how what is taught in this society about how real men don't cry, which that's totally off, because there's plenty of examples in the scriptures going into how, our forefathers, man, great men, how they shed tears. And of course, our greatest example being our big brother Yahushai. All right. He even had a few moments where he shed some tears. So again, this whole thing with real men don't cry. Well, for one, the scriptures talk about how, being that we're in we're in hellish conditions, we're in this captivity, this hellhole of a captivity. And the scriptures go into how, we're in a state of mourning, we're in a state of crying and sighing and crying, and it even gets to a point where, it could be so overwhelming at times that, we may shed some tears sometimes, And that's not to say that you're any less of a man, because like I mentioned, Yahushua, he was our greatest example. And he even cried. He had a few moments where he wept, So I'm going to just go through a few examples. Because, I was meditating. While I was thinking about this topic, I was thinking heavily about Job, all the hell that Job went through. And I'm going to get this real quick because, when it came to Job, when it came to his afflictions and his sufferings, he didn't hold back, I'm going to read this in Job chapter 7, verse 11. It says, "Therefore I will not refrain my mouth. I will speak in the anguish of my spirit. I will complain in the bitterness of my soul." Because again, Job, all the hell he caught, he didn't hold back when it came to, because, when I say that, I'm not saying it in the sense that Job, he blamed the Most High. He tried to condemn the Most High or anything. No, it wasn't anything like that. But, Job, he was very transparent with the Most High. He was very open and honest about his feelings and how he was feeling, because again, he was catching so much hell. He didn't hold back. You see, again, it said, "Therefore I will not refrain my mouth. I will speak in the anguish of my spirit. I will complain in the bitterness of my soul." All right. And, you can just imagine different scriptures that go into how, Job, again, he was another one of those examples, how he, when you're crying out in the anguish of your spirit, man, that's some sorrow for you, man, to the point where, you're definitely going to be shedding some tears, You see, man. Get another example with King David, man. Another, when it comes to this particular topic, King David is definitely another one of those examples, because it gets like this. It can get like this sometimes. Like I said, it can get to a point where you're just overwhelmed, and because this shit, the things that we go through, man, is especially being followers of Yahweh Bashem Shah, man. This shit hurts. It hurts like all hell. It hurts like all hell, man. And like I said, man, with that, it's gonna come from time to time. Tears are going to be shed, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't let anyone, these people in this world tell you that real men don't cry, because at the end of the day, we're in this flesh. We have feelings, we have emotions. As a matter of fact, before I get this example, I'm gonna get this, because a lot of people talk down, especially when it comes to brothers of Great Millstone. How people act like brothers of Great Millstone don't have families, loved ones. People that we don't care about, when that's far from the truth. A lot of us, we do have families, we do have loved ones, and just because for the most part we have an austere spirit, a lot of us are stoic, That doesn't mean that, we don't have feelings, we don't have emotions, and it doesn't mean we don't cry. I'm gonna get this example in 1 Samuel chapter 20. I'm sorry, 1 Samuel chapter 30. I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, "And it came to pass when David and his men were come to Ziklag on the third day, that the Amalekites had invaded the south, and Ziklag had smitten Ziklag and burned it with fire. And he had taken the women captives, and that were therein. They slew not any, either great or small, but carried them all, but carried them away and went on their way." So David, the people got taken into captivity. Their people got taken into captivity. It says, "So David and his men came to the city, and behold, it was burned with fire, and their wives and their sons and their daughters were taken captives." Like I said, more specifically with the brothers in Great Millstone, a lot of these other camps, they shun brothers in Great Millstone. They say that we hate women, and all these things, when it's quite the opposite. We love our people, man. Our families, loved ones, and then even when it comes to the 2/3, because knowing and understanding the Lord's will, and we know it's not personal, because on the other side, even the 2/3 on the other side, man, they're gonna be, we're gonna be one big happy family. So we talk shit about the 2/3, but at the end of the day, they're still the Lord's people. They're still Israelites, and like I said, when it's all said and done, we're gonna be one big happy family on the other side. It's nothing personal on the side. Again, it's just understanding this is the Lord's will. 2/3, they got it down the side. Like I said, it's quite the opposite of what people say, man. Like I said, we love our families, we love our loved ones. Verse 4 says, "Then David and the people that were with him lifted up their voice and wept until they had no more power to weep." So you see, another example of King David, man. When you study the life of King David, man, you can. There's a lot of things we could take. From studying King David, studying his life, and nevertheless, he's one of those great men. And his family got taken into captivity, and he wept for him, because again, contrary to popular belief, real men don't cry. Real men do cry, men do cry. All right, there's nothing wrong with a man crying, man. Of course, every situation is different. What you're crying about. There is a difference, of course, but there's nothing wrong with a man shedding some tears, man. Because like I said, we're in the land of our captivity. We're in a state of mourning. We're in a state of grief, sighing, crying. So with that, we get so overwhelmed. We're gonna shed tears sometimes, from time to time. But I just wanted to get that example. I'm gonna get this still. Touching on King David, in Psalm chapter 6, I'll start at verse 1. It says, "O Lord, rebuke me not in thine anger, neither chasten me in thy hot displeasure. Have mercy upon me, O Lord, for I am weak. O Lord, heal me, for my bones are vexed. My soul is also sore vexed. But thou, O Lord, how long?" Because again, we're a lot of times, man, we're and to go back to Job, he felt like the Lord abandoned him, and we all have those moments. It just feels like the Lord is just not dealing with us because we catch so much hell, man. It says, "My soul is also sore vexed, but thou, O Lord, how long? Return, O Lord, deliver my soul. O save me for thy mercy's sake. For in death there is no remembrance of thee. In the grave who shall give thee thanks? I am weary with my groaning." This is the point. "I am weary with my groaning. All the night make I my bed to swim. I water my couch with tears." So you see, sobbing, when if you could just picture, right? Just laying down in the bed, you're just sobbing in the pillow, right? You're on a couch. You just, you're just crying. You know. You see, this is pretty much. Hey, King David. He said he was weary with groaning, man. All night, all the all the night make I my bed to swim. I water my couch with my tears. So hey, it gets like that. You know, it gets like that, man. Because again, this shit sucks. This shit hurts. And again, we're in the flesh. We can only keep it in, but for so long, man. We can only, play the tough guy for so long. Eventually, we're gonna break. Every now and then we're gonna break, and we're gonna shed tears, man. Because hey, again, there's nothing wrong with a man crying. There's nothing wrong with a man shedding a few tears. And another example, well, when meditating on this topic, because again, Yahushua, he was the ultimate example, and he was the manliest. He's Yahushua. He's a top alpha, right? And when I think about this, man, we're talking about the top alpha, but again, even Yahushua, he had his moments to where he shed some tears. I'm gonna read this in Luke chapter 19. I'll start at verse 41. It says, "And when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it," because Yahushua, he knew what matter of fact, yeah, when you read on, it says, saying, "If thou hadst known even that, the last and that, at least in this thy day, the things which belong unto thy peace. But now they are hid from thine eyes," because Jake had no idea before the Roman persecution, all right, before the siege of Jerusalem, all right, Jake had no idea what was getting ready to happen to him, but Yahushua knew, and hey, because like I said, man, even with the 2/3, it's not personal. Yeah, we get on 2/3, we talk shit or whatever, but it's not personal. And like I said, man, even on the other side, it's gonna be all good, man. It's gonna be all good. It's nothing personal, but again, this is just another one of those examples, man. That hey, Yahushua, he knew what was getting ready to happen to Jake, and he cried, he wept. So hey, like I said, this is the top alpha, but even he had his moments. And I'm going to get this in Hebrews chapter 5. Hebrews chapter 5. I'll start at verse 5. The point is in 7. I'll start at 5. "So also Hamashiach glorified not himself to be made in high priest, but he that said unto him, Thou art my son, today have I begotten thee. As he saith also in another place, Thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek, who in the days of his flesh, when he had offered up prayers and supplications with strong crying and tears unto him that was able to save him from death, and was heard, in that he feared." So you see, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is when Yahushua, when he was on the cross, this was either when he was about to be offered up on the cross, when he was about to be offered up on this as a sacrifice, or while he was being offered up as a sacrifice, But nevertheless, he offered up them prayers and them supplications with strong crying, all right, crying and tears. You see, and again, this is the top alpha. You see, so, again, don't let these people tell you that, real men don't cry. Real men do cry. And then there's nothing wrong with shedding tears, every now and then from time to time. Because like I said, it gets to that point. It gets overwhelming. We're vexed. We're vexed on all sides, man. It's hell on all sides. So, you can, like I said, you can only play the role, but for so long. You can only play the macho man, but for so long, eventually, we're gonna have our moments, and we're gonna break down, man. It's natural. So again, man, don't let these people tell you that real men don't cry. Men do cry. All right. And again, Yahushua, the top alpha, all right, the manliest of all men, he had his moments. All right. So just a lesson through the spirit. It was on my spirit. Hopefully this was edifying. Because like I said, just meditating on this, because Slovakia, but just meditating on this, because a lot of new jakes, if you're questioning, if you're sorrowful and you're questioning, because I dealt with this for a little minute, about crying and stuff like that, but you questioning if you're going off and stuff like that. No, I mean, you're not going off. And like I said, there's a difference between what you're crying for, and what you're crying about, because eventually you do have to man up and suck it up and wipe the tears off. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get this. I'll probably close out on this. And Revelation, because when Yahushua comes to redeem us, man, there's not gonna be no more crying. There's not gonna be no more tears, no more sorrow. Revelation chapter 20. And pardon me, I'm trying to drive. Revelation 21 and verse 4. Now this is when it's all said and done, and we get delivered. All right, and we're coming out of those chairs. We're in the new bodies, so on and so forth. Revelation chapter 21, verse 4 says, "And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away." So you see, all right, it said the Lord, the Most High Man, He's going to wipe away all tears, showing that, because again, we're in a mournful state, and even if we're not crying physically, spiritually we're crying, man. Spiritually we're crying, man. But just showing that, like some of the examples that I went through, men do cry, man, and there's nothing wrong with it, And again, after all, this shit it hurts, it sucks, but like I said, man, all this pain and all this suffering, all this sorrow is coming to an end, eventually, real soon. But hopefully this was edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Shai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Yahweh Bashem Shai Brakathum, to you hopefully elect, Lord's willing, till next time, Shalom.